Ladies and gents, Romie Reviews here. Please like, comment, subscribe. Please keep in mind that this is the season finale of The Passage, Season 1, Episode 8. The episode's actually entitled, You Are Not That Girl Anymore. And now I understand why it was titled that. But first, remember, I have another channel, Romie Whispers ASMR. I have a link below and a link above. And I got some positive feedback on my last video in particular. So definitely keeping that in mind, because tomorrow's Wednesday, which means a brand new video up. But let's get on to The Passage. When I tell you I want a season 2, but I need a couple of things to change if we're getting a season 2. Season 1, they had to go and tell us a story. They had to see, hey, will people actually watch? So I understand that there's certain things that they couldn't do, certain looks, visuals. I'm sure the budget was smaller than probably what the book would have wanted. And I didn't read the book series, so I don't know if this is closely matching the book series or if it's not. What I do know is I want the show to pace faster. Now that Amy, look, if you didn't watch it and you want to watch it and not be spoiled as far as me jumping around, watch it first. If that's not the case for you, then stay tuned, because Amy, she does turn. She does not die like the others did, but she does turn, which is important. She was slowly turning before, but now she turned, but it's a little different. That happened at the very, very end, so we don't need to say that anymore. What was interesting was I was trying to figure out this whole Clark and Shauna Babcock relationship, and now I get it. So apparently Shauna was able to escape the Project Noah compound months ago, and Clark found her, and after talking to her a little bit more, then he said, you know what, let's go out. So he actually took her out to get some regular food, and they could talk. But the thing is, she didn't talk about herself. He talked about himself. She was able to get information out of him. So apparently his father is a high-powered lawyer. No, not lawyer, judge. And I thought Shauna would be pissed because it's like she went to jail because of the judge. But no, she said that we realized that I think his father was also a drunk and not the nicest person. And he basically modeled himself as this perfect little, as not perfect, but well put together, doing everything essentially that he was supposed to. He was kind of a legacy in some sort. So that's how he finagled his way into this business. And it sounds like he's not happy about it, but it's too far. He's too far gone to, do something different now, which I want a lot of people to know that that is not true. That is not the case. In real life, you always have choices. You always have options. Don't make people make you feel like you can't choose another option, go another way, because that's how he was saying it. And eventually he was like, okay, so you know enough about me, what about you? And she was just like, look, why don't we just go and run away and get away now? But by the time that she said that, he had already alerted Project Noah that where they were going to be located, and he said he's sorry, he didn't have a choice. And she said, you always have a choice. Now, when things were going crazy back at the base, she visited him again, and it also explains why she kept calling out to him, because I think she probably wanted to turn him so that they could be together forever. And at one point they end up in an elevator together, but we'll say like in the astral plane of sorts, and she kisses him, he kisses her. It was a passionate kiss. I said, ooh, Nicole's gonna be mad. But he said, I don't love you. He loves the girl who was, who went through the crazy childhood, who was still trying to do better for herself, who had, this certain type of personality, even regardless of all things she'd been through. He loved Shauna Babcock. He did not love this thing, this monster, because he knew that he was being played. And so for a second I felt bad, because I feel like a little bit of Shauna was still in there, even though she probably wasn't in control anymore, which is the important thing. So he made the right decision, but I did feel a little bad for her. I did. And so she's not going to try and save him or recruit him anymore. That portion's over. That was an interesting storyline all within itself, because we also see how Clark, he was able to sneak in Brad and his wife. So then they went to be with Amy, and Amy's not doing too well. She's slowly turning. She lost a tooth, which is a huge sign. So now Nicole is working with Lily. Oh, I'm just calling her Lily. Lily, who is Brad's wife, to try and come up with a vaccine, a viral vaccination. And they come up with one. They were able to destroy the virus. Unfortunately, they were never able to give Amy the vaccine. They were apprehended. Well, I should say that they were attacked and caught off guard by the janitor. Now, I'm not sure if I actually have the janitor's name on here, but he was doing shows. He was doing a lot. So let's talk about the director. The director was doing a lot. The director decided that he was going to fire everyone. He was firing everyone on Project Noah. He was going to give them all imaginary bonuses. And today was their last day. So partying like it's their last. And so everyone's happy and excited except for Clark and Nicole. But everyone else is having a good time. They're super stressed, all the stuff that they've been going through. So now they can go and party and have a little bit of fun. While that's happening, we see that, okay, so it's Gilda who's the director. So Gilda, he's not listening to Clark. He actually revokes his clearance. And so Clark and Nicole had to figure out some other ways to get past all of that. Amy throughout this entire episode, she was slowly turning, which means that now she was a prime candidate for Fanning to come in and take over. So he looks like his old self, and he's trying to say how, oh yeah, your friend told you I was a bad guy. No, I'm not the bad guy. I did do bad things to him, but I'm not the bad guy. I want to ease you through this process, because either way, you're going to turn. And so I want to give you the option. I want to show you the endless possibilities. And so initially, Amy was just like, go scratch. But then after a while, Amy said, okay, what's going on? So he goes, gives her the bicycle that I guess she had when she was a little kid, or maybe the bicycle that she always wanted. I'm not sure. Either way, she's happy. She's playing around with it. And she has to remember that this is all fun and games. He's showing her exactly what he wants to show her. So now she has to go and figure out what choice am I going to make? Because after a while, she was in and out. And at one point, Brad finally met up with her, and happy times were here again, but then she would go and slip back under. They tried to give her the IV and to slow down the process, but her body temperature was still raising. Like I said, she lost a tooth. And so she had to fight off Fanning. And she had to remember what Anthony told her. He told her, find your happy place. Find your happy place, because Fanning is going to attack you when you're vulnerable. And what he ends up doing is, Amy's starting to die, and she has to, or at least it looks like she's starting to die. And so she has to either go through this tunnel, which will bring her to where all the rest of the virals are under Fanning's control, because for some reason he needs 12 in order to do his world domination thing, which is what he really wanted to do. And, that's the part that I didn't understand. What's the whole significance of 12? That's why we need a season 2, because there's a lot of things I'm not missing. I didn't read the books. Now, while all that's going on, Amy decides that, I don't know. And things get dark. So she goes to her happy place. She goes to her happy place, but she still knows that, this isn't real. This is temporary. I need to make the decision. And so Amy ends up deciding to, instead of going on the bike and riding it through the rest of the tunnel to get to where Fanning's whole crew is, she goes in the opposite direction. And she's like, no, I'm not going to be one of yours. And so she still wakes up anyway. She does not die. She's not like Elizabeth, because Elizabeth died. Because Amy's special. Remember, she's always been told she was special. Recently. She was told by Gilda. She was told by Brad. Everyone's telling her that she's special. And so even she's starting to believe it. We did see at one point in the episode, we saw, what was her name? Lena? Remember Brad's ex, instructor, teacher, military teacher, or armed forces teacher? Yeah, she's still alive, just like what we thought. She's still alive. And that's why I said we need season 2, because we didn't really play too much into that. It was just showing that she'll make it to season 2. Now, while all that's happening, things are in disarray. Clark is trying to figure out what is going on. Security clearances are being revoked. And then Clark, at one point, he comes into contact with the janitor and knocks him out because the janitor was doing too much. He was trying to break off again the communication systems, trying to let them out. So he stops them for now. He ties them up. He ties up Gilda. Once he finds out, especially that Gilda was being mind controlled the entire time. So when Gilda thought that he hired a new person, no, he did not. It was the second vampire, the Viral 2, who I think he was either, rapist. I think it was a rapist. Rapist, abuser, whatnot, ex-CIA. He was the second Viral. And he was the person that Gilda was giving all of the security access to, i.e. he was being mind controlled to do all this stuff on the guy's behalf, because Clark, he was talking to, I think, one of his agents, and he was saying that, maybe one of the people CIA, because CIA is really great at hiding in plain sight, and you can be looking at them and never know that it's them. So that's when he realized hiding in plain sight. Clark is smart. You have to give it to him. Clark is smart. Clark and Nicole were really a duo with trying to thwart all of this. Unfortunately, Nicole, she was able to find the cure, and she created it, but the janitor locked the lab, so Nicole couldn't get out. And I mean, she was banging and yelling, and I feel so bad for her, because she just wanted to save Amy. He has the audacity to use a flashlight and knocks out Lily. Or no, I think it's Lila. Lila, Brad's wife. I said, whoa, Brad's going to kill you. Brad's going to kill you. Because remember, Xander was locked up as well. He was locked up, and he keeps saying, I'm sorry, I'm not in control. He went and almost like destroyed his wrists in order to get the restraints off. It was something mad. So I knew that something was off. Now, I don't know if his goal was also to turn, because it was either become one of us or die type of situation. That was the only thing that confused me. Or if he was just so under this spell that he really couldn't do much of anything. But he ends up letting all the virals go, which is very important, because that was Fanning's plan from the start. He wanted to build his numbers and then release them. So now we have a situation where originally they were being sedated, but now they're released, and now everyone's in danger, because it's still a facility full of, they were evacuating people, but I don't know how far the evacuation occurred. Let's see, was there anything else important? I got through that quickly. So the whole premise of "you're not that girl anymore," Clark was talking to Shauna and saying that she wasn't that girl that he essentially fell in love with. Okay. Yeah, I actually got everything. Go me. But I still love Brad and Amy's relationship, and because Brad's like, don't worry, I'm I'm not going to let you go. The one thing that I have to remember is that Amy can sense and understands people's emotions, everyone's emotions at all times. So I hope that doesn't drive her mad. But aside from that, that's it. Let me go do my Love and Hip Hop New York recap so I can get back to work. Please like, comment, subscribe. Remember, check out my other channel, Romie Whispers ASMR. And thanks.